Redeemer Missionary Baptist Church, Lancaster. I serve as a proud pastor in the person of Dr. Kevin A. Norvell Sr., and this is our table talk. We pick up on our table talk looking at family dynamics. We are in the section where we're going to define different structures of family. The first structure of family that we're looking at will be the nuclear family, and by way of definition, you'll see on our board, the nuclear family or traditional family structure consists of husband and wife, two parents in this home, along with children. Additionally, there can be more than two children biologically or adopted. The main aim of this type of family is to the children independently backed by a sense of togetherness. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, number of percentage of children, 69% of children under age 18 continue to live in a nuclear family system. Now, with that being said, under this family structure, again, two parents raising children, two or more children. We live in a day and time, Sister Michelle, where I know we saw 68%, but perhaps in certain communities, it's less than that under this family structure. The advantages and the disadvantages are seen here, and then we want to give opportunity for people to share in their comments concerning these advantages and disadvantages. And maybe it's an advantage that's listed here that you may be familiar with that's not listed, or even a disadvantage. Let's go there. So the advantage, financial security, because you have the two incomes coming in. Stable parenting. Sister Connie, that's when both parents are able to work together in the training and the development of the children. Emphasis on efficient communication. The emphasis, because you got two parents, you got a team of adults to help guide, promote, direct children in their ability to communicate. In other words, Sister Jamie, you may have, if they don't have one parent that they feel comfortable with, they may have another parent they feel more comfortable with, thus communication. You may have parents by way of gender with their children. One parent relate more to one gender of the children versus another gender. This may change in various stages. When they were children, younger, got it. But when they got into those teenage years, we may see separation and division. But here again is one of the advantages. Another advantage, education, health, upbringing is a top-notch priority. With parents, both parents in the home, then as far as encouraging the child by way of education, and it don't always have to be the 4-year colleges. It could be maybe the trade. It could maybe becoming licensed or certified, even military. But you have that support system that's there. Health. Maybe because one parent noticed something, hey, we need to go get some help. Alcohol is not going to get this, or alcohol rub. Let's take this child to the hospital. Let's go get medical care. Whether it be dentist, whether it be primary care physician, whatever the case may be, maybe optometrist, but you have that. So you see that plus by way of two-parent homes. And again, upbringing and top-notch priority, we see that. But the disadvantages, on the other hand, detachment because of no extended family. Now, when I read that, Sister Connie, I thought, okay, then, so you have mama, daddy, you have children, but they are so closed that there is no or little attachment with anyone outside of that nucleus family. That's a disadvantage. Can anyone perhaps speak on how that may be seen as a disadvantage? Or even if it's seen as a disadvantage, again. The disadvantage here, detached because of no extended family. Can anyone speak on how they may see that as a disadvantage? Detachment because of no extended family. How can that be seen as a disadvantage? Sister Bobby.
I look at that as a disadvantage because it may be abuse, control by one of the spouses, where it's only the family. They don't allow others to visit.
Okay.
Or them to visit, and it's just them because of that type of maybe control and abuse that may be going on in the family that they don't want anyone else to know about.
Okay. Thus, members of that nucleus family don't have an opportunity to go and share and seek resources
Right.
beyond that family.
Right.
Got it. Sister Michelle.
Had a friend that had disagreements with her son, and as a result, he kept his family away from her.
Got it. So it's the perpetuation of this anxiety or disagreement just continues.
So the children had no relationship with their grandparents.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. Got it. Anyone else want to comment on how this could be seen as a disadvantage, and that is detachment because of no extended family? So we see these keep away games, and this again is part of family dynamics. So the ideal, I remember growing up, would be we have our family unit. We understand we have cousins, we have uncles, we have aunts, and we were raised to be able to have relationship, fellowship with them. It was often stated at funerals, we should not just get together at this time. As a family, we need to be able to stay in touch with one another. And it may be the possibility why I can see this as a disadvantage, because there's also the opportunity of learning and growing as a person and as a family, even as a family structure. Okay, so this is how our family do it, but we see this family, our cousins, they may see entertainment different. They may see faith, practice different. They may see fellowship different. They may have more of a value of education versus our family unit. They may have a better system of encouragement or even communication with one another. But if we are just closed here, then we may raise our children not to embrace family. So I can see how that's a disadvantage. Another disadvantage, isolation resulting in stress and depression. How can that be seen, or how have that been seen, or do you even see that as a disadvantage? It's the second point, isolation resulting in stress and depression. So remember, you got this family unit, mama, daddy, children, but they're isolated. And that isolation, that separation, result in stress and depression. Do you even see that as a disadvantage? Because it happens among our families.
Yeah.
Got to use your mic. Oh, Sister Turner.
Yeah, well, I can say that my father and uncle started a family reunion when I was like 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason my uncle said he started it, because 2 first cousins got married and they didn't know that they was related. So this is how he started the family reunion. It would be, what, 79 years now?
Mm-hmm.
And it still goes on, but this is how we keep up with our cousins and different, everybody, because they all come in, and this is how we get to know them.
Amen.
And we've been doing it for I think this is the 79th year, but the only reason we didn't do it the last 2 years because of the
COVID.
But beforehand, this is how you come in and know all your cousins. You may not want to know them all sometime, but
Got it.
how we keep up with them.
Got it. See that. So we see that that so that we'll know who we are. Had two cousins get married, but when you think about the isolation resulting in stress and depression, how could isolation result in stress among family, and how is that seen in family dynamics?
Pastor, lack of communication within
Okay.
the family.
Okay,
The parents not talking to each other, maybe not even talking or communicating with the children. They all come in and children go to their room, the parents go, the mother go cook, the father go sit down, read the papers. Lack of communication within itself instead of talking, because you don't know what may be going on with each other.
all right.
And
Amen.
so, you know, could be feeling left out, stressed out from work, you know, anything.
Amen. Thank you all for sharing.
But it also, Pastor, it comes a time where, like, our parents worked all the time.
Okay,
We didn't see them as much. So I didn't know how to talk to my daughters. My daughters how you say it? They don't communicate with me because they say that I don't communicate well.
okay,
But I didn't, I grew up like by myself, and kind of. I had my sisters and brothers, but I still was by myself. So a lot of things that I try to say don't come out right. And I got two grown daughters. They don't talk.
all
You know,
right.
They talk to each other. They just don't talk to me.
Got it.
So I feel like I'd be depressed sometime, not understanding what's going on or how I am the outsider.
Okay,
So
got it.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing. I see that how that isolation could lead to the depression and the stress. And I will assume, based on what I'm hearing, the stress is because I can't communicate in cases where, because I wasn't taught, I didn't see that, and because of, responsibilities trying to be fulfilled, and this component wasn't emphasized, thus it couldn't be passed on. And these family dynamics, the stress, the depression, can be a result of, I see that. And Brother Sean, were you going to say, let me say this then, and I'll get to you. Also, the stress and depression is because I want you to think about if you have a close-knit family, mama, daddy, children, and there is little opportunity or is frowned down upon if those family members of that family, talk with other family members. And then the ridicule that they may receive because they have this developed relationship with aunt, uncle, cousins. It could even be jealousy because family, this nucleus unit, a member of this nucleus unit is jealous because of the kind of relationship that someone from this family has with a member of their own family, their extended family. Thus, causing stress and depression on the family member that's going beyond the nucleus. Why are you on the phone talking to your cousin? Why you sisters talk more to each other than you talk to me? Why you told them and didn't tell me? The stress on that individual. What about the stress? Because if we're at a gathering and I'm spending time talking to them and I'm seeing the reaction of those in my nucleus, these are family dynamics and they really happen. Sister Webb, I'm gonna get to you. I saw Brother Sean. Then if you would get a microphone, if someone passes a microphone, we'll be able to go from Brother Sean to Sister Webb. Come on, brother.
Saying about the Mother Terms saying about the family reunion and stuff. That's how I learned about my dad's side. But when your eyes open at a young age and you just sit back and observe, how do I fit in? Who can I relate to? Who can I bond with?
Okay.
A lot of kids look at that because they look at the reaction. Sometimes family broke it down and in cliques as kids. And then you end up, like you start being isolated or feeling like a black sheep and start playing with the neighborhood kids or something like that. But as you get older, you start seeing like the aftermath of that. You start doing the same thing. And like I was saying, like the kids will come home, they'll go to their room, the parents go in their room. And then that's, it's lack of attention for the child or lack of communication at the table. You're not talking, you're not seeing how the day went, everybody's eating hush, no talking at the table, stuff like that. But, it is a lot of lack of communication, out balance, family, business, and everything, just teaching one another.
Mhm.
And sometimes, like, it do be depressing because you don't know who you open up to without it being spread to someone else
Okay.
or something like that. You're trusted a certain individual, or you're a girl attached to a nanny or a cousin, and they drift far away, and then you just left alone. And you be like, man, I miss talking to them, or
Got
I
it.
miss that bond I had with them, and that caused depression.
Got it. And so I hear in summary just even the family secrets, okay, as far as who I can talk to and who I can trust, because this should be a family secret. And maybe this is one of the reasons why there's little extension or fellowship with others. Sister Webb.
Okay, now, in families, it can become stressful, not necessarily talking about myself, because we have to realize that in families, these are individual families, individual people, and sometimes their ways are not the ways in your family now that you want to bring up your child and you believe in because you believe in Jesus Christ. But God will keep you from going into stress. All you have to do is keep your mind on Jesus. It's depressing when they don't accept you the way you are, but we are to be Christ-like. Just because they're my family, I speak to them and I'm good to you. But if you got that little way that's not godly, hey, I'm pulling this way. And God is going to keep me from being stressful because I have to realize I'm not alone. Jesus is always with me. And once you realize that he is with you at all times, you won't stress out over family members.
All right.
You just let them go on because
Amen.
God going to keep you.
All right. Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Amen. The next family structure that we look at is the single parent family. Again, we're familiar with this. Look at this definition. As the name suggests, this type of family consists of a single parent raising one or more children, leading to unique family dynamics. The single parent could be a mother or a father who is either married, widowed, widower, single, or divorced. The family structure is rather a common family arrangement, and as per data, 17.2 million children under age 18 live with a single mother and 3 million with a single father. But it can bring about different family dynamics. We've heard how even in a two-parent household with children, the dynamic, the effects of it upon children, we can see that. But we can also see even from that single parent family dynamic, and we also see advantages and disadvantages. Notice the advantages. And I want to hear some comments concerning are these advantages or could they be seen as disadvantages, or even if there's another advantage that's not mentioned here. Sharing household duties with kids. I would assume that would be the parent helping the children in the household duty because there's only one parent. In the single family or single family structure. The next advantage, support from family and relatives. So remember in the nucleus or traditional family where you got this extension, here, because it's single parent, it's more acceptable to, hey, we need cousin, we need grandparents involvement so that we can raise this child, or I, that single parent. Children and the parent become strong to face any situation. What do you think about these advantages? And are there any other advantages from this single parent family that you may see?
Pastor, I've been that single mother,
Okay,
and it was an advantage to me to have my mother and father come and live in the area that I lived in to help me with my girls.
got it.
It is not easy, and I had to be away from my girls. I worked 70 miles away.
Okay,
So at first, I was scared. I was nervous. I'm out here by myself. I got my 2 girls with me, and they're young ladies. So you in an area that you really don't know anybody, and to not have anybody there is scary.
yeah,
So when my husband left and my daddy came and said, I'm gonna move beside you, it's like God said, here it comes, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm sending them to you.
Yeah.
So yes, it's real hard, but I don't know about the mothers nowadays, but like I said, I work 70 miles away. So being away from them was hurtful. Not only that, I didn't know what they were doing while I wasn't at home.
Yeah.
I didn't have any knowledge of, I pray to God, you guys stay in the house, don't come out, I'll be there. You know, even though they was at school all day, it still was nerve-wracking because I had 70 miles to get to them.
got it.
And what were they doing that time that I wasn't